going, everyone? It's Liam Caddison here as we get into Charmed with episode number 11 of season 2. We're halfway done, folks, with this season. It's been a bit quicker, of course, because I have upped the ante in terms of how many episodes I guess I'm reacting to in a week now. So, yeah, but it's been a pretty neat season so far. It definitely started off strong, and there have been really great episodes. Episode 8 definitely sprung to mind as one of my favorite episodes of Charmed, really. So, yeah, and I did get a mention about the fact from Amanda on Patreon, who said that the second half is better in her opinion. So I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to that because I've really enjoyed seeing where things have progressed, especially with new characters like Dan, of course, Jack. You know, like I said, hit and miss, but yeah. But I have really found this to be a pretty neat season thus far. And if the second half is a treat, then that's really promising stuff. So, yeah, but a bit of a focus on Phoebe in the last episode, which was really nice. Bit sad, of course, but it was, like I said, nice to have a bit of focus on her, especially since I've been empathizing with her so much for these last couple of episodes. So, yeah, it was a really good focus. And we had Cupid, of course, who was having a bit of issues with Drassi, who was being a nuisance. So, great. But all in all, it was pretty nice stuff. So why don't we get into this episode of Charmed, episode number 11 of season 2. Let's go.
I didn't know that you knit.
I even had some extra yarn left over, and I made her a little bear to match. Kind
of
cute.
Oh, Piper!
Hi. Oh, he's adorable. I guess this is really good practice for you.
You just never cease to amaze me, Pipe.
You, Dan, little Dan.
Whoa, slow down. Dan is the one that has our relationship on the fast.
Breaks!
Don't give me.
God. I see.
No,
Blood.
You're not fooling me.
Flesh. You had the sausage
You might...
for breakfast, didn't you?
Haha! See? This could work.
Good to see you.
Who would bring a baby to a police station?
That's what I'm asking!
Look, Phoebe.
Abandoned?
Oh.
That's awful.
That's
Are you okay?
bad.
Yeah, he doesn't like things being waved in his face. Obviously.
Oh no, poor Pipe. Oh.
This better be good because
Oh.
my New York trip is be fine. Don't be afraid. Yeah, just think of it as a test run.
I don't need a test run. I remember.
Prue's
when
really
people were
pushing this
getting
shit.
hard on Mom and endless, and with you dropping her all the time. What?
Oh, moving on. What's the point?
The point is, we need things like diapers
Wow.
and bottles.
I feel like that's an excess of stuff, Prue. Oh, just use... I was gonna say, just use your... Yeah. Ooh, close call there, right?
Jack.
Oh, this looks bad.
What are you?
Presentations today at 3. Plane leaves tomorrow at 9. I got a kid to catch.
I was gonna say, Prue's had, like, expressed her interest about having children before. And there it is.
Hey, don't forget to clean up under his,
Oh, just.
Okay, so maybe only one of us should change him.
Be my guest.
On the count of 3, you ready?
How did you... Oh, no. Yeah, you have got to blockade that. You got to blockade that. Yeah.
How's that?
Wow, you're like MacGyver with estrogen.
Actually, cloth diapers are more environmentally friendly, but harder to use. There.
The more you know.
Such a good boy. Ooh.
Yes, he is. All right.
If you want, I can pick up the right sizes on the way home.
Thanks.
Obviously died last summer. Wait, I just read somewhere that his brother died a couple of days ago, too. So it sounds like the ghost isn't just after baby Matthew.
Family?
Hey, you want to meet me and Morris down at the Van Leeuwen estate? Have a little chat with Gilbert? It would help to have an active power there just in case the ghost shows up.
Sure. Who wants to go to New York
Testing
today?
this relationship. Oh boy.
Bye.
My last son.
If he brings the baby back, perhaps.
You're not gonna do anything to the baby. Oh, nah. He's dead. So it was the past, okay.
You're
Yeah.
stuck here, Martha. I won't let you leave.
That's your psychic friends? Let me guess. You want to be a meter maid? Who called it in? The victim's mother, Martha Van Leeuwen. She's
Okay!
I'll do all the talking to Mrs. Van Leeuwen. Are we clear?
Perfectly.
Yeah, Morris took some prisoners there.
Maybe it's a sleepy cry. If it was a sleepy cry, wouldn't he just fall asleep?
Maybe
Well, it's a bit complicated than that, Piper, but... Oh!
Tells me it's going to be a very long night.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, like, had the baby near there, to be fair, just in case.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, come on, Prue, that's nice.
Doesn't that fall under the personal gain category?
Yeah.
Who cares? We're desperate and it's working.
I'm sure that the powers that be are like, you know what, let him have it.
My pleasure. He really is beautiful. Just like his cousin. Bye.
This is not helping your case, Stan. I say that as a compliment, but, like, this is not helping your case, buddy. In terms of me liking you.
And since I need my best and brightest in New York, I'm taking you out of the running, Hallowell.
What?
Mr. Caldwell, you know, I finished the presentation based on her file. I mean, she had a family emergency.
She has a lot of those, doesn't she?
Yeah,
We'll
well,
send your
not everyone's
presentation to the
fucking
climate moon
perfect! Wow.
Please don't tell him.
So, he's not wanting to freeze?
What are you? Witches?
I've frozen ghosts before, haven't I? Okay, Piper, now is not the
Yeah,
time.
what's his
Just
deal?
unfreeze them so we could get them out of here.
My father-in-law lured him out to that same tree and shot him in the back.
Oh,
Buried him on the
shit.
Covered it up.
Well, that would explain why he suddenly disappeared.
A week later, my father-in-law mysteriously died.
At the house, too.
He was getting revenge
And then Gilbert's brother, and his
on
uncle.
all the male family members.
For me, but I can't. I gotta get home. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you two make a nice couple.
Thanks.
He tried, but at least he could go to New York, but yeah.
Rue's on her way back. Oh,
Pulled through.
that stuff could melt your nostrils. Yeah, like all the diaper changing didn't melt them already.
Well, that's good news for Voldemort, then.
Okay, some mandrake. One should stay here with Matthew.
I'll stay.
Looks like we finally all fell for the same guy.
Hello.
Look at that, he's grown on you. Oh, maybe this is Dan.
How's you doing?
Is this Dan, or is this Jack? Dan or Jack? Dan or Jack? It's Trudeau.
Time's up, ladies.
Not Trudeau.
They want to know where the baby
Morris, what the
Is
fuck?
with us?
I'm sad
Three
now.
witches and a baby. I'm a father.
Okay, and if he starts to cry, just hold him really close, because it comforts him. Okay. Bye.
Is that separation,
Prue, you're not gonna wear that, are you?
worry?
Didn't think so. We'll meet you in the car, all right?
They're just so distraught about the fact that they have to say goodbye to Matthew.
All right.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
It is cool. In before she does that with the rocks, and then it's like a Star Wars moment. Holy shit.
Hello, Elias.
Hello.
Here it goes.
Oh! Can't leave the house, but he can do that. Oh,
You can't vanquish me without my bones, can you?
Oh, no.
Didn't I? How could you, Martha? I loved you.
I didn't love you.
They can't protect you forever.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, she's gonna die,
But I
isn't
can
she?
protect Matthew.
Yeah, she's gonna. Oh. Holy shit!
Go to hell, Elias.
Source was dealt with, I guess, and that was. Oy. Kind of a sad end, really.
Get all the throw up off of it.
It's okay. Gosh, you're all so sweet. How can I thank you?
Oh, just let us babysit every once in a while.
Honorary
Take care of
acts.
Hi, honey. Hi.
There's gonna be that empty feeling for these gals.
Hey, where'd they go?
This feeling of absence.
Guy already. Although being a surrogate mom for the last 24 hours has taught me I have a long way to go before I'm ready for it full time. I gotta get.
I guess you could say Phoebe's gonna have to take some baby steps.
Maybe. That'll probably help, huh? Unlike Piper's guy, who is like Mr. Mom.
Yeah, Dad was really great with Matthew, wasn't he?
Stop pushing it!
Being as I'm still a kid myself, I don't think I'd be doing anyone any favors by pretending to be the right guy.
Well, I didn't say I was looking for the right guys tonight.
Yeah, breaks. Everyone's gotta learn the frickin' breaks. Jeez. It's all about the baby steps. I know I used that joke more than once, but come on. Little baby steps. You're not ready to be the parent yet. You stay there. You just gotta take these small steps forward. And then one day, yeah. Like, I would like to be a dad one day. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be a dad, well, try to be a dad within the next week or whatever. So, like, I would love kids. But right now, oh no. So, yeah. Nah, I mean, it was really, really great seeing that kind of maternal side for the sisters in terms of, because, I mean, we've seen bits and pieces of it in terms of Prue and her ambitions to be a parent. Obviously, Max was a lot different compared to Matthew, because Max was like, was a bit older. When it comes to holding a baby and looking after said baby. And, you know, there's this kind of distressing situation about, oh, what does Matthew want? Is he sleepy? Yeah, it can be a bit challenging. But I think they managed to learn a lot from this episode. So yeah, nothing I'd say too much to detail about this episode. It was a more fun-esque episode. I wouldn't rank this too high up the bar of season 2 episodes, but it was you know, fun, entertaining stuff that doesn't have too much significance, I feel, unless a later date emerges in terms of Charmed for children and whatnot, especially since this played on to the sisters and their ambitions, really, for children in the future. We know that Prue has made the mention of it, like I said, in an episode before in regards to Max. But this is also testing further sentiments for the sisters as well, because you have Phoebe who is hopeful that she can have a kid, or kids plural, of her own one day. And of course there's some development that needs to be done in her eyes, which is, you know, really, really nice in terms of her reflecting on that idea that she does need to develop a bit. So yeah, but you know, it is really, really great. Like, the focus in terms of Phoebe well, not just wanting kids, but also the idea that she would be, I think she would be a really, really, I mean, they would all be great parents, but I feel like whilst there might be that doubt, she would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, but it's really I mean it plays on really well with the last episode in terms of her wanting the person to settle down with. Of course she was there was that mention about the fact that there is that closure of the heart, and with that comes the possibility that she might not have kids. So there is just that worry, and I think it really links well, like in terms of she's worried with the last episode. She was worried about someone just leaving, and there comes that hurt. With this episode, there is that sentiment that she feels like she would fail as a parent. I mean, you saw her talk about the fact that why do I feel like I'm not being good enough really for Matthew. So I do kind of feel like with the last episode in mind and this episode, there is that kind of link really in terms of Phoebe and that family life, wanting to find a person to settle down with, wanting to have children, but there is that anxiety that comes with it. There's that anxiety about someone just not, like she's not good enough for someone and she's not a good enough parent. So yeah, I do like in my mind that there is a bit of a continuation for Phoebe. And yeah, like I said with Prue, obviously there was that moment in what was it, episode 15 of season 1? I might have gotten it wrong, but you get the idea. The one with Max, yeah, it's obviously going to be a bit different holding a baby, but obviously there was a bit of a test going on as well, because her relationship with Jack was being put to well, not just that though, but her work as well, because you had her being, strung up with a presentation with Caldwell, who I'm sure Claire gave him tips or whatever to be a jerk. But yeah, there was that presentation, and of course an opportunity to go to the Big Apple. And I gotta say, like I have mentioned before, I've not been on the Jack bandwagon, which is all fine and dandy. But I gotta say, he did pull through in this episode, so good on Jack. Good on Jack. Yeah, there is, even though that happened, it is a bit of a test, of course. So yeah, but I mean, that's a good thing. I feel like that's always a very interesting element that we have with Charmed, about how there is that difficulty in relationships and their obligation as the Charmed ones. I mean, you see it with, and I don't know if, going back to Phoebe, I don't know if that's also a thing that might be playing on her mind as well. Because Leo and Piper worked out well, although of course we had Piper reflect on the fact that, yeah, me and Dan are a thing, but I also keep flashing forwards literally to me and Leo there. So yeah, Leo worked out well. I mean, there was a bit of that difficulty with Andy. I mean, apart from the fact that he's dead, but there was that bit of difficulty in terms of him finding out about Prue's abilities and how he couldn't really, adjust to it. And even right now, there are these difficulties with Jack and Dan, because whereas Dan is a bit more understanding and there is not as much of a stressful element to things. It is still a bit taxing really, because for Piper, she thinks about the fact that, maybe he's too good for me, maybe I'm not worth, maybe I don't deserve him, etc. So I don't know if that plays onto her anxieties and whatnot, but yeah, it is, like I said, with Jack, he did pretty good, and obviously with Piper, there was that moment where Dan was pretty nice with Matthew. So yeah, there was he seemed to be in the zone. So yeah, and there was obviously that tease in regards to Piper and Dan getting on, etc. But there is a lot of that. There's a lot of pressure in that relationship anyway. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know why Prue, I'm still baffled about certain elements, like Prue. Like there was that moment where Prue was just buying the entire store, because it was only for like a day, really, that they had Matthew. I don't know how much she bought in terms of stuff, but it was like a month long. Well, I wouldn't say a month long, but it was like a week long amount of stuff that she gained in the trolley. So yeah. And I did feel like the stuff with that family was, it wasn't really the greatest story out there, but I did like the little bit of the twist that Martha was the one that decided to put Elias to rest, really, because of the fact that he was being a bit obsessive. So yeah, and it got to the point where he was ready to kill her husband. So. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The way that she just decided to topple over the banister was, I don't know how to feel about that, because it kind of looked a bit well, I wouldn't say silly, but yeah, it was I don't know, it was just the way that it was shot that really kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, so yeah, but. Yeah, there was, like I said, a really, really, I'd say fun element to things. I wouldn't say, like I said, that this is the greatest episode out there, but I really feel like this touched well in terms of the maternal instincts of things, as well as the difficulties and, I guess, baby steps in terms of adjusting to a potential role in the future as parents, really. So, and obviously, when it comes to the idea of having kids and, that want versus trying to, it's going to be a lot more difficult, isn't it? Like, in terms of trying to make sure that you're doing everything right, because, like Phoebe, there is that moment where you feel like you've done fucked up, basically. But, no, it is really, really great to see, like I said, all the sisters really dealing with, I guess, the struggles in their own way, but overcoming them. So, yeah, but... Yeah, it was just really, there was a really, really fun, quirky side to things. So, yeah, like I said, the whole thing with the, Elias and whatnot, and him just trying to, well, regrettably, that's it, regrettably killing off the mouse, because he was under the assumption, yeah, he got it wrong, really, but he didn't really know that Martha killed him. So, but yeah, like the whole Elias thing, it didn't hit the landing too well, in my opinion, but I felt like I said, I felt like in terms of how the sisters adjusted to Matthew and them looking after Matthew, it was just really, really, it was really fun to see, and there was a, nice little quirk to it. So yeah, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!